Raise your fist! Raise your fist! Perfectly right! Raise your fist in the air! Hey! Hey! Let me hear you! I feel it in the air! Feel this life is so unfair! When you fall into a settlement, no more we live and say. When this world begins to shake, gotta kill the beast. Fight while you're alive. Everybody, raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist. Raise your hands up higher. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist. We are hot on that fire. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist. Raise your hands up higher. Raise your fist in the air. We are hot on the fire. Yeah. Hey, hey. I'll fight until I die. Fight this fight to stay alive. In my heart I know I'll be alright. I know it's up to me. Change is what I let it be. Gotta kill the beast. Fight while you're alive. Metalhead, raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist. Raise your hands up higher. Raise your fist in the air. We are hot on the fire. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist. Raise your hands up higher. Raise your fist in the air. We are hot on the fire. Yeah. Hey, hey. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist. Raise your hands up higher. Raise your fist in the air. We are hot on the fire. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your hands up higher. Raise your fist in the air. We are hot on the fire. Everybody, raise your fist in the air. Raise your hands up higher. Raise your fist in the air. We are hot on the fire. Raise your fist in the air. Yeah. Oh. Wow. Hey metalheads, this is Doro of the German heavy metal band Doro, and you're listening to The Bloodshed with the Vampire on Metal Messiah Radio, and I wish you a great time and stay metal.
Doro, thank you very much for accepting this interview. I want to welcome you to the Metal Bloodshed with the Vampire on Metal Messiah Radio International.
Yes, it's so awesome to be on your show, and I want to say hi to all the metalheads worldwide. It's awesome.
It's so great to have you back on Metal Messiah Radio. You have been here many times, and this is always your home. You're always welcome.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, that makes me feel so good. And yeah, I feel right at home. And it's awesome for so many years. Wow, that's great.
Legendary Dorothee Doro Pesch is a German heavy metal singer that started her career in native Düsseldorf, Germany in the early 80s with the underground bands like Snakebite and BEAST. Doro, especially for the young and new fans, what were the bands that inspired you into metal?
We just did what we wanted to do. At first, we didn't even see anybody live. It was just a little bit later that we could go to great shows. Like my first show was Whitesnake, then JUDAS PRIEST and Accept, and then later on Dio and Motorhead. But in the beginning, we just did what we felt, and it was always very high energy, lots of power and lots of feeling as well. I love that. So it was sometimes really, powerful but melodic, and
aggressive. And my first band was called Snakebite, second band Beast, third band Attack, and then the fourth band was Warlock. And Warlock, I guess we were at the right time, in the right place. And then we had our first record out. It was Buning Witches. Yeah, and then it became quite big and we could tour all over the world. And yeah, and then the second album was Hellboaund. Third album was True Steel. And I did a little promotion tour in America. And I thought, oh man, I want to stay. And then recorded the Triumph and Agony album, which we're now almost celebrating 35 years. And I'm so excited.
Doro, since the late 90s, there has been a great evolution in the metal scene, and having so many great and talented women fronted different great bands like Tarja Turunen, Floor Jansen, Simone Simons, Amy Lee, Leif Christine, Angela Gossoff, Christina Sabia, Lori Lois, Emily Brun, Alicia White Gloss, among others. But back in the late 70s and early 80s, there was only you together with Lita Ford and just a few other talented metal female singers when the rock scene was primarily male-dominated. How was the feeling back then to be the one and only queen of heavy metal?
Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah, thank you so much for your kind words. Hey, it was great. I never felt different. I was just a metalhead. I was a singer in my metal band. I felt I was just one of the guys. I didn't feel there was a big difference. To me, it was just, I loved music. I loved metal. So, I didn't even feel that it was like something so like that even people would talk about that I was a girl. I couldn't even, understand it at first. So I just did what I loved. And then, you were right. There weren't many women. And I remember there was this great band from the UK, Rock Goddess. They had a great singer, Jodie Turner. I loved her. Yeah, Lita Ford, Joan Jett, Lee Aaron from Canada. And that was about it. Yeah. And then actually, I tell you, it always felt natural to me. And I grew up in a truck because my dad, he was a truck driver. So I was always around men, even when I was a little girl, little child. And I love men. It was all cool. And I always wanted to have brothers and sisters because I'm an only child. So when I had my first band, I thought, yes, now I have my brothers, and I still feel that way. All the guys in the band, we are like family. And I feel like, I have some big brothers who are watching out for me, protecting me, and vice versa. I always watch out for the guys as well, and and would go out of my way to make them feel good or happy or fight the good fights. So
Doro, Warlock was formed in 1982.
Yes.
By members of underground band like Snakebite and Beast, and the band original lineup was with You Doro Pesch on vocals, Rudy Graf on guitars, Peter Szigeti on guitars, Frank Rittel on bass, and Michael Eurich on drums, and has support legendary bands on tour such as W.A.S.P, Judas Priest, Dio, and the bands released Buning Witches, such as said, in 84, Hellbound in 85, True Steel in 86, and Triumph and Agony in 87. Doro, 6 years and 4 albums with Warlock. What are the best moments you most remember?
Yeah, the first album, that was really unbelievable because we never thought that anybody would know about our little band, And then, when the record Buning the Witches came out, and suddenly it was selling like big time. And we had no idea how people could even know about the record. And then we went on tour and we did many gigs. And then we did a couple of TV shows in England and played the legendary Marquee Club. And then, the people in some other record companies said, hey, we give you a better deal, because the first deal was really shitty. It was with a Belgium label. It was called Mausoleum. It was very small. And, we paid for everything, like the recordings, the album cover, everything. But it was our first record. We didn't know. And then the second album, that was Hellbound, and it was getting a little bit more professional and stuff. And and the third album, True Steel. And then we were so blessed and so lucky. We got the legendary Monsters of Rock festivals, 2 in Germany and 1 in England. England, it was Castle Donington. And there were like 80,000 metalheads there, and they loved it, and they were totally into it. They were going crazy. And then everybody said, okay, let's give this little band a chance. And then we could go on tour with Judas Priest and W.A.S.P in England, Judas Priest in Europe. And and then I had this little promotion tour in New York, in America. And then we did the Triumph and Agony album, which to me, that was like one of the best records, and it had the best memories. And it was the highlight of metal, like 87. Man, it it was so big. MTV was playing the metal videos. There was still Headbangers Ball going on. So that time of the Burning the Witches time, because it was so unexpected. And then the Triumph and Agony time, like the touring, the recording of the record. And we went on tour the first time with Ronnie James Dio in Europe. And we did a second tour in America, but a little bit later. And in America, it was the Megadeth tour, Megadeth and Sanctuary. So there was all behind the Triumph and Agony album. And oh man, it was unbelievable. And it was
awesome. Doro, what's the reason why after you have released this album, Triumph and Agony, there was put an end to this great band, Warlock, and you needed to start it all over again under the moniker Doro.
Yeah, it was not by choice, but we were on tour with Ronnie James Dio, and we had two managers at the time, one from Germany who did everything in Europe, and then one from America. And the American manager, one time he said, Doro, I got to talk to you. And I said, okay. His name was Alex Grobe. And I said, okay, what is it? He said, the German manager left. And I said, what? Just when everything becomes a little bit successful, And he said, yeah, he left. And we never could talk about it. I could never sit down and, talk what happened, why. And then he actually went to Turkey, which back then you could not track down anybody in Turkey. There was no internet, no cell phone, nothing. Mm-hmm. So we could never talk about it. But there was something going on because he was doing the merchandising, and we sold, I think, a lot of T-shirts back then, like the Warlock T-shirts, like people loved it. And he was the merchandiser as well. So that was all a little problem. We got a lot of problems, like legal stuff, because he didn't take care of anything. But anyhow, it was okay, not okay, but I could still live with it.
I
After all these issues with the band Warlock, in 1989, you released the debut album, First Majuere, under the moniker Doro, and with over 2 decades difference EPs and compilation and 13 full-length albums. I mean, yes, to go back, Doro, over 3 plus, as you said, 35 years of great success between Warlock and Doro, having toured the world at the best festivals, thousands of shows, and has features with so many great bands and legendary artists. Looking back those years, how do you feel for what you has accomplished throughout the years and with an outstanding career?
Yeah, a dream come true because, I love the fans. I love touring. I love writing songs and performing them live. I love doing records. And just to make a long story short, but after the Triumph and Agony album, we were supposed to do another Warlock album. But then the German manager who left, he really stole our name. He stole the name Warlock. That's the reason why it became Doro. It was never my choice. It was never planned. So that was the only way to go on making records, making music. And then I thought, okay, the Triumph and Agony album, that was great. Force Majeure record, we call it Doro. And then 1 year later, we go back to the name Warlock. That was we thought, of course. But then it took me 20 years to get the rights to the name Warlock back. So then, we stayed with the Doro thing. And now, just lately, I could use the name Warlock, or Doro Pesch of Warlock and stuff. And and it still feels great, like my first gig, and every show I treat like it could be the first gig or the last. Like I always give it 150%. And
So great to hear that you got back the name. But talking about outstanding career, Doro, we also must thank to all the great musicians that have been part of the band and those that are still, like Nick Mitchell, bassist, Luca, difficult last name, Luca.
Luca Pricciotta Caridi.
Luca, guitarist, bass master, guitarist, and Johnny, the drummer. How are the band doing at this right moment?
Johnny, our drummer, he's in the band since 1993, and Bass and Luca, they are with me for 15 years, and Nick, the bass player, he's with me for 31 years, so we're all doing good, but Nick doesn't want to get vaccinated, so he can travel at the moment, and we are having all these gigs and tours lined up, like in England, and you need a vaccination pass to get a work permit.
After the 2 years that has been so devastated, the band is doing good.
The band is doing good. Everybody is like, good spirit, and we're happy to play live again. We did a couple of festivals the last few weeks, and now I'm going to Austria to play another festival. It's like a tattoo convention festival. We played England and Belgium, so everything is really back to normal, ready to roll. Yes.
Doro, last November 13, 2020, the band released an outstanding masterpiece under the name Magic Diamonds, Best of Rock Ballads and Rare Treasures via the band's own label, Rare Diamonds Production, where you, the queen of heavy metal, delivers fantastic interpretation of Dio's Egypt. The chains are on. Metallica's Nothing Else Matters and Judas Priest Breaking the Law to ladder in the Swiss version and do it with Udo, Dick Schneider.
Yes.
In addition, you also presented enchanted duet with your friends Lemmy, Love Me Forever, Peter Steele, Descents, and Tarja Turunen, Walking with Angels, and serve for some of your great anthems like Fight and She's Like Thunder, which you dedicated to your friend, boxing world champion Regina Halmich. Not to forget Warrior Soul, the movie soundtrack of the movie Anouk, The Way of Warrior, in which you played the female lead role. Please explain us, Doro, why have you decided to release this Magic Diamonds Best of Rock Ballads and Rare Treasures and your memories and time spent with Lemmy and Dio?
Man, that was awesome. Actually, I wanted to release a best of, which is really, really special. And at first I thought I want to put 15 songs on, and then it was 25, then 35, then 45, and now it's 56 songs, and I maxed out it's like 3 CDs and 6 vinyl records. So I wanted to put something really special out, and there's special versions and there are live versions and versions the fans never heard, especially on the Rare Treasures. It's the fan favorites. And I wanted to put on all the duets because that always means the most to me, like working with like great people, like with your dear friends. And Lemmy was the first time that I did a duet, and I loved Lemmy. Lemmy and Dio, they were my closest friends and my best friends. So I wanted to pay respect and show everybody where I came from, like, breaking the law. There was like my first Priest tour, which was unforgettable. So I want to say thank you to Priest. And then we did Breaking the Law, a duet with Udo Dirkschneider of Accept. So it was all like every song, like with the special guests, are really, really special and really meaningful. And I hope that fans will love it and treasure it as well. And I think it's like, the 56 songs. It's like, it's not like a normal best of. It's like the full package of like all these years of, like great songs and duets. And
Very beautiful album. Doro, I had this great opportunity, and I want to thank you very much to have seen your shows at different times. At Summer Breeze, I saw you different times at Wacken Open Air. Always great shows, but to me then, the one that I most loved is the one that you did 2018 was phenomenal. A show that you had Warlock cover, you had the Sweet cover, you had Tommy Bolan on guitar, you had Mark cover also with Jonah Hag, Johnny D, Tommy Bolan and guitars and the Doombirds. So many great people that you work among the years that has coming to join you on stage, Not to Talk, Andy Scott and Peter Lincoln, to Jeff Waters. Was it bringing all these great legendary musicians together to be part of this unforgettable show?
Oh man, they were all so good to me. They all wanted to celebrate with me like the great anniversary. And then it was so cool to play with them. And, we're great friends. And and then everybody came over and it was like, it was one of the best days in my life. And then I got inducted into the Hall of Heavy Metal History. That was like the icing on the cake after the show was over. People said, hey, stay on stage. And then all the guests were there. They were like, smiling at me. And I thought, wow, what's going on? And then somebody came up and said, okay, you're inducted into the Hall of Heavy Metal History. And I thought, and then all the guests, they were like, cheering. And I thought, oh my God, it can't get better than that. So it was one of my favorite days in my whole life as well. So I'm so glad you saw it.
I was in front there among the millions and millions that were standing there enjoying your show.
Yeah. And with Johann Heck, I did one duet on his album, Jomsviking, on Amon Amarth. And then, I said, hey, would you like to sing one song on my album? And he said, yes, of course. And then he sang, If I Can't Have You, No One Will. And we actually wrote it all together, Tommy Bowen, Johann Heck and me. And then he sang on All for Metal as well, which was this anthem where everybody was singing. And it's like really great. I'm really blessed that everybody is so kind and so supportive. I would have never thought, when we started out, and it's a big family. It totally is. And,
I really enjoyed the show. I really enjoyed how you invited everyone in front and, you even gave a shout out to your band. It was so great, that show.
Super. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. And yes.
Doro, but talking about this Wacken 2018, it was so great to witness you and enjoying you performing I Rule the Ruins, the Warlock cover in Wacken Church. So you decided to do this special presentation in this church.
The Wacken people were close friends too, and they were asking me if I would play one show, like a special show in this church in Wacken before our big show. And I said, yes, of course, let's do it. And then we did it, and it felt so good. And then actually we had to finish the concert early because people were passing out because there was no more oxygen in the church, and it was so hot. Usually you think in the church it's always cool, but it was on fire. All the fans were singing along. It was so great. So it was definitely very special, and people from all over the world came, to see the show and sing along, and that was really cool. And then I thought, if this church gig will be so cool, I was like, so excited. And then the big gig was like 2 days later, the anniversary. And promoters just asked me, and I said, yes. When somebody asks me, usually I say, hey, great idea, let's do it, let's go for it.
Be honest, all the time that I'm at Wacken, I feel at home. The people treat me so nice, I don't want to leave.
Yes. If the whole world would be like that, we would be in great shape. I always feel the same. And I was there almost every year, even when we didn't play, but I was always like, being a guest and just hanging out and, and watching other bands and, and enjoying. That's definitely the holy ground, like they call it.
That's the holy ground. Doro, to go to the last part of this great interview, your last studio album, which was Forever Warrior, Forever United, has been released August 17, 2018 for your die-hard fans. Are you currently working on new albums, and what are the plans for 2022? And on what 2021 is about for the last part of the year.
Yeah, we want to tour for the rest of the year if it's possible. Yeah, and then we have 6 songs already done for a new album. So a new album will be probably out next year in maybe summertime or fall, like 2022. And now we're celebrating, the 35th anniversary of the Triumph and Agony album. And the Triumph and Agony live album is coming out 24th of September. There's a Blu-ray coming with it, so you can watch the whole concert. And there's a documentary. And I think it looks great and it sounds great. And we recorded it all over the world. But the main part was from Sweden Rock Festival. And then from a Spain tour and a little bit the America tour and some other festivals. But Sweden Rock, that was magic. And that was the first time that we played the Triumph and Agony album in its entirety. We never did before. We only played like the highlights, like All We Are and Für Immer, I Will Ruin, Metal Tango. But there were some other really treasures on there. We rehearsed for the first time. We thought, sounding great. So this is coming out now and I'm so excited. I'm so happy. And we have many box sets. So for old school metalheads, for the collectors, we have this Warlock action figure. And then there's a box set with a cassette and, CD and Blu-ray. And then there's a big album cover. It's like the biggest in the world with like a nice marbled vinyls. So the whole thing, like what we loved in the 80s, we bring back for the Triumph and Agony Live to celebrate. Yeah, and then new material is on the way. Lots of touring and festivals and all that good stuff.
I can't wait to get it in my hand, but I can't wait to see you again. We are going to be going back to Wacken this 2022. Hope to see you there.
Yes, you will. You will. I'm excited to see all the fans as well. And yeah,
we still have a couple of minutes left, but how about you doing a cappella for the Wacken hymn? We are
okay.
Yes. Before we end this fantastic interview. Okay, let's go.
Okay, we are the metalheads. We are the metalheads. My God, I haven't sung in like 2 years. We are the metalheads. I see you in Wacken, guys and girls, metalheads all over the world. I love you. We are all we need.
All we need is still to keep having Doro doing shows.
Yeah, I can't wait. And I'm so looking forward to see everybody and to see everybody having a great time and headbanging and sweating and rocking out. We're ready.
Doro, yes, once again, I will hand you over the microphone of Metal Messiah Radio International for you to thanks whomever you want to thanks.
Thank you, all the metalheads. Thank you, all the great bands. Thank you so much, Giacomo. We love you. And thank you to Metal Messiah Radio International. Keep on rocking and stay metal.
Doro, we love you very much, and we thank you for all these years that you have given us the best. I mean, the best music, and for being always so beautiful, so wonderful. I always admire your energy, your courage that you have. You're always so energetic, and you're always so beautiful and so nice. Keep doing what you best do, Doro, and thank you for all these great years. And it was so great. It was a pleasure for me to be talking to you, and I can't wait to see you back on the stage.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your kind words. It is because of you and people like you, that is what keeps my spirit alive and, and keeps me going, keeps me motivated. So I will always give my best. And I hope I see you very soon and live. And thank you for having me.
Okay, Doro, take care. Like I always say, metal on. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Stay metal too. Bye.
See you, Wacken.
Thank you. Yeah, see you, Wacken. We are, guys. Bye-bye. Are you ready to sing? All we. Whoa. Are you guys ready